Hi folks, welcome. This is Karen Trepty of KT Finances. Thanks so much for joining me today. And today's topic is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be formal, it's not going to have slides or take you through investments. But what it is going to do is it's going to talk you through what I consider to be a very, very important topic. Because if you are cohabitating, married, in a family, with a spouse, significant other, children, whoever you are living with, it's really, really important that you are communicating about the finances. Now, if you're watching this, I'm guessing that you're probably the one in the family, like me, who handles a lot of the finances. And if you're not, that's okay. You're more than welcome to join my Facebook KT Finances business page, and I'll give you tons of information there to get you more familiar with the language of money and some options that are available. But I just want to say, first of all, this can be hard. This can be hard. I want to acknowledge that. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like the finances are like all on your shoulders and nobody else's, and you're just supposed to make it work no matter what the circumstances are? Believe me, I've been there, and more than once. So here's a solution that has really helped me. I have a fabulous spouse who makes a good amount of money and is a wonderful human being. But as often happens in life, opposites attract. So this is a good thing. I mean, it's actually easier for me to handle it from my side. But communication is really key too. So I'm going to give you, this is going to be a shorter video, but I'm going to give you a suggestion of how to broach the subject with somebody who just really doesn't want to deal with it, right? Who doesn't want to know the nitty-gritty, doesn't want to know the details. So this is what's worked for me, and I invite you to try it. There is a fabulous app called YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. And if you've followed me at all on KT Finances, you know that I talk about this all the time. Okay, so first of all, for those of you who haven't heard about it, let me just go over it briefly and why I love it so much, and then how it's going to help you with your spouse who's not interested at all in finance, okay? So there are many, many different money management apps on the marketplace, and I've tried a lot of them, and I've gotten good things out of them. What I love about You Need a Budget is that it comes with a completely different paradigm. Paradigm is just a big word that means a model, a way of thinking, right? A perspective. And the perspectives that we take on money, on our finances, are super important. So what does You Need a Budget do? You Need a Budget, well, let's talk about the other applications, what they do. All the other ones that I found. They say, okay, we want you to figure out what you make per month. We want you to forecast or think about the future and work from that point of view, that kind of thinking. Okay, now you're just going to lay everything out for the future. Problem! If you have a steady job, you're working for maybe General Electric or, one of the big guys, and you get a steady paycheck, and yes, I can help you find tons of options to invest your money long term and do a great job of it, by the way. But if you don't work for a huge company and you don't have a steady income, i.e., you're an entrepreneur or life happens and you or your spouse lose your job, or your parents, one of them or both of them, get sick and you have to leave your job to go take care of them, or you have to minimize your hours, at least in the beginning, just to kind of deal with the situation, and your income's lower. There's tons of different variables, You could get sick yourself and have to be off work. There could be a government shutdown, yes. And suddenly you don't have a paycheck, right? That was probably one of the most secure places to work, is for the U.S. government. And look what's happening to all those hundreds of thousands of people. So all I'm saying is that life happens and that it's really difficult to forecast the future, to predict the future. So if you use this other money management application, which is called You Need a Budget. By the way, the owner of it has hilarious videos. He's much better at this than I am in terms of humor. They come at it from a different perspective. They come at it from a perspective of, what do you have now? Like, what do you have in your account now? Okay, now let's give each of those dollars a job, right? Let's assign them to what we need now, in the present. Yes, I'm emphasizing that, in the present, because really, guys, this is all we have to work with, is like right now. So especially if a life-altering event has hit you, or, you're dealing with it. There are ways in the application to save up for rainy days, that's for sure. And yes, you should have an emergency fund. And yes, we all wish that we had, thousands of more dollars in the bank. But quite frankly, honestly, we don't always have those. So what You Need a Budget will do is it will let you allocate different categories of money, which is super important. Like, what do you need the most? Do you need food for your family? Do you need to pay that rent or your mortgage? Do you have maybe medical costs you have to cover? Like, what do you need right now? And you just make up, look, guys, you know that I'm not Miss Tech Queen. I've gotten better over the years, but I'm not Tech Queen. So this is an easy application to use. For those of you who are anywhere younger than I am, which I'm assuming is the majority, you can probably set this thing up in like half an hour. And the link that I'll put below will, just in full transparency, it'll give me a free month if you choose to opt in on that. But better than that, you can try it out for 34 days, and I highly recommend that you do. I've recommended it to so many of my clients, and they absolutely adore it. And I promise you, even though it costs a little bit of money, like, I don't know, $4 a month, $5 a month, something like that, you will gain that back so fast. You will gain that back because you will have clarity. Like, oh my gosh, I have these needs. And it will let you set categories up like, how about auto insurance? What if you pay that every 3 months? You're like, okay, that's not my need for today, but if I have the resources now, of course you have to cover your food and your shelter first, but if I have the resources now, let's put a little bit of these current dollars into that pocket for the auto insurance. Okay, so that 3 months down the line, I don't have this big a bill, I have this big of a bill. Okay, so I'll put that link below, and that's what I highly recommend. Now, how is that going to help you with your spouse? Well, for somebody who doesn't want to deal with the details, i.e. in my family, having categorized everything and then showing him, okay, honey, will you give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Bargain with him. I don't want to do 15 minutes. Fine, how about 10? How about 5? At least 10 would be nice. But Even if you can only do 5, even if you can only get them to put their eyes on that paper and look at the different categories, that's going to help. Hold on just a second. I'm noticing that. Oh, maybe the battery will last. Let's try this. And then you can show them just a brief overview. But I'm encouraging you to start that conversation. I'm encouraging you to share the burden of the financial situation with the people in your family that it affects, so they're not shocked at a moment. Okay, that's pretty much my message for today. My invitation to you is to go to my KT Finances business page. If videos like this are helpful to you, or go to my YouTube channel, and you can watch a lot of videos and a lot of different things. The advantage of the KT Finances business page is that you can reach out to me directly with any questions you have at all about finance, about your challenges. Believe me, I've been a single mom. I've fed my daughter split pea soup. Things are much better now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I've been there in those other more uncomfortable situations. So whatever end of the spectrum you're on, just needing a little bit of love and TLC and helping you out with some challenges, or investing those big bucks that you're getting, I can help you with both. So check me out at KT Finances business page on Facebook. Reach out. Hey, just say hi. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what kinds of topics you would like to hear about. So have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you again next time. Okay, bye for now.